We are going to take a bath. Yes, we are. You leave your clothes on. It's okay. It's a sound bath, and it's done to help you heal, feel better. It's sound healing, and it's pretty darn amazing. Actually, we're going to get a concert with a bath at the same time, if you will. She is somebody that does healing through sound. Barb Sounds is with us once again. Can't wait, Barb. How you doing today?
I'm great. I'm great. It's summertime and sunny out here. There's no rain. I'm good.
Fantastic. Yeah, you're out there in your studio, which is located in Canada, which is, if I remember correctly, the in the back half of your property, or part of, not connected to your house. Do I have that right?
Yeah, it's actually in the garage that's on my property.
Okay.
So when I bought this property, the garage was already like insulated, drywalled, electrical,
Wow.
lights and stuff. So um, at the end of my cancer treatment, because I went into cancer treatment like right after I moved here. But then after that was all over and I was recovering, I cleaned out the whole garage. I had a couple guys come and, lay a nice floor down and stuff. So I have this
Hmm.
beautiful space that's like completely separate.
Some things are meant to be.
Yep.
Yep,
Yep. That's how
for
it
sure.
goes.
So before we well, look at me, before we perform, before you perform, um, let's, for anybody that has never experienced this or understand it, why don't we start there and just explain what sound healing actually is, how this energy generated from instruments gets into us and helps us heal.
Okay. Well, sound healing works on two principles of physics, actually. And one is that everything is made up of energy. That's quantum physics. So a rock has energy, is vibrating. Like we have, by energy, I mean vibration. So the quantum physics thing is that everything has a vibration. A rock has a vibration. It's much denser than ours, much lower. So our human body vibrates, and all the cells in our body vibrate. And the other principle of quantum physics is called the principle of entrainment, which means that if you have two things that are vibrating in close proximity, the one thing that has more powerful vibration will pull the other one into its vibration. And so what happens is when we're walking around in our everyday life, our cells are vibrating away all the time. And when we're in physically low vibration areas, like say there's construction going on, when we're in emotionally low vibration areas, because our thoughts and feelings are generated by our brain, which is physical. So our thoughts and feelings actually have a vibration. And so they start to get pulled down. So then you start to get, you get sicker, you get more illnesses, you get more things happening with your body. And you also get things like depression and anxiety. And so when
Mm,
I play things that are called harmonic instruments. So even if they're not necessarily loud, they have a very powerful vibration. And harmonics means they're playing like when I play a gong or a singing bowl, the gongs in particular, it's like thousands of different notes all at the same time. I'm playing, and that makes it much more powerful. And so what those instruments do when they're playing is the vibrations, and it will happen like even, online. The vibrations when you're hearing the sound will go into your body, and it's like lots of other energy healing things. If your cells are already at the normal level in a certain part of your body, say in the upper part of your body, well
mhm.
then those vibrations are not going to really pay much. They're not going to stay there for very long. But say there's something happening with your leg or your legs, then those vibrations are going to go down and go right to your legs. And what they'll do is they'll start to pull the cells that have dipped down, under the normal level, pull them back up.
What I realized something here as you're talking about it, and I thought I knew quite a bit about sound healing. The thousands of different frequencies. Never realized that. Of course, it makes sense. There's harmonics that are generated and subharmonics within sound. Not getting geeky here, but it's almost as if you were healing somebody with a laser. You
Hmm.
would just, like it's just right there. But with sound healing, it's like taking a shotgun and it's all over the place, which is good because it's all different frequencies, and then it can get into your body through the sound. and heal whatever it needs to heal. We always say energy goes where it needs to go, right?
Mhm. Mhm. It's really it's kinda like taking a shower,
There you go.
Like, it's
Yeah.
just you've got all those different sounds and all those different frequencies,
Yeah.
together, and but then what that does is when you're listening, what that does, really practically speaking, is it relaxes your body as if you were in the very, very deepest part of sleep. Lots of people snore when I'm
Mm.
playing because their body is so relaxed, but they can hear themselves, but
Don't
they
take
don't
that
care.
personally. Don't take that personally.
But they don't care. Like, people will wake up even sometimes after a group sound bath, people will wake up and they'll be like, "Who was snoring?" And then people will say, "You were," and then they're like, "Oh, okay."
Mm.
And what it also then does with your brain is it puts your brain into the delta theta waves, which people meditate for 25 years to get to. And
Wow.
you don't have to do anything about it. All you have to do is close your eyes and and listen to the sounds. But those 2 things, putting your body in such a deep state of relaxation and your mind as well, allows for healing. We can't heal when we're running around all
No,
stressed out.
no. So
That makes it worse, right?
it's almost like a pause button.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Can you
Mm.
give us an example? What we're talking about? Play for us.
Oh, okay. I shall.
Awesome.
Good. I'm going to, just before I start, change some settings so that you can all see my lovely studio. There we go. So, for all of you lovely people who are listening, um, I invite you to close your eyes. I invite you to take a deep breath in through your nose and then let it out through your mouth. And you can even make a sound if you want. And do that a couple more times. And that will just kind of start the energy flowing in your body and start the stress and everything from the last few days or weeks or months. Um, let just get that all out of your body and out of your mind. And when you're done with those 3 breaths, just relax, let your body breathe itself. If you have something you wish to heal today, right now, then you can think of that and wish for that.
I'm super chill. Uh, I always wondered, and I'm surprised I never asked you this question.
Mm.
Do you get relaxation benefits when you're playing?
Hmm. Well, I do get health benefits. So when I'm playing, there will be some healing happening in my body and my mind.
Mhm.
Um, it's not it's not as much healing as I would get if somebody else was playing for
And
me.
why do you think that is?
Well, one of the things that I do when I play is I hold what's called sacred space.
Okay.
So one of the things that the things that we do in main thing that we do in energy healing is we hold a sacred space for the person or people that we're playing for. So I was holding sacred space while I was playing for you and for everybody else who's listening and for everybody who's going to be listening on the replays.
Mhm.
And then the other thing that we have to do as an energy healer is to set ourselves aside. And that's a really, really biggie
How do you mean?
because,
How do you mean set yourself
well,
aside?
it means that um, when I'm playing, I cannot be um, I cannot be thinking about myself. I cannot be noticing anything about myself. Right. So I have to take my feelings and my health issues and whatever issues and all of that kind of stuff and just kind of tuck it away. So it's not front and center because otherwise then I'm just playing for myself. And the other the other reason that we do that is, or the other way that we do that is that we basically channel the healing, and healing is coming through sound and light. And we're part of a vast, vast cosmos that is made up of sound and light,
Wow.
right? And so when I'm playing, I am channeling sound and light from the universe, and that's going through my body and through my hands into the instruments. And so then it's a kind of a dance between me and the instruments. Um, and
Hmm.
so that, and that can't happen. So, for instance, when I first started to play sound baths, I would be nervous, right? And I always start with the singing bowls, the Tibetan singing bowls. And in those days, I was playing them like around, not the multi harmonic ones. And so I would start the sound bath, and as I was playing, my mind would get in there, right? My mind would be like, "Oh, that's not loud enough. Oh, I'm sure this is not really good." Like,
You were
oh, maybe
overthinking it.
I was totally overthinking it, and
Mm.
then I'm not channeling when I'm doing that, right? Because I'm not open. I'm all focused on myself. And so I had to, really I had to figure out ways to get myself out of that. And usually actually the instruments did that for me because it was so lovely hearing them play myself because I love the sounds of my instruments that it would actually take me out of that all focus on what's
Mm.
happening. So that's what you have to do. And I remember when I was training to be a Reiki master, and the teacher would come around as we were practicing on each other doing treatments, and she'd come around and she'd stand like right behind you, and she'd just whisper into the like back of your ear, back of your head, and she'd say, "You're a hollow tube. You're a hollow tube. You're a hollow tube." So that's what we have to be in the sense of channeling that that divine
Wow.
energy and that light and sound.
So therein lies the call to skill in what you do to be able to completely get rid of everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and it helps to be a meditator and stuff. Like, I mean, I do yoga and I've done meditation for years. And so I know how to, you know, I know how to be aware of what my mind is thinking and how my body's feeling. And then I know how to kind of get that really quickly into relaxation. But the sounds, the frequencies and the sounds of the instruments don't relax me as much in a sense of like full body relaxation and full mind relaxation. My
You
mind,
mean when you're playing?
Yeah, when I'm playing, because if that were true and if that were to happen, I would be lying on the floor of my studio snoring,
Right.
like everybody else. So I cannot. So when I get, what happens is my body, in particular, my body and my energy, my subtle energy bodies get used to the sounds of the particular instruments that I play, so that I'm not as affected by those vibrations. Because when people are in my sound bath, even if they're really nervous and they don't believe in any of it, and somebody's dragged them there and they just don't want to be there, they'll conk out like in the first 5 minutes,
Hmm.
because that's what happens to the body and then therefore the mind as well. And so it's really necessary that that doesn't happen to me. And when I get a new instrument, in particular when I get a new gong, I have to play it myself for about 2 weeks before I play it in a sound bath, because every gong has its own really particular set of, like, they're infinite harmonics, but each instrument kind of plays differently and it has a different energy. Like people, like you have energy, I have energy, but your energy body is different than mine, right?
Hmm.
So I have to get used to that for that particular instrument, or I zone out too. Like when I first got, the big gong that's in the middle, that's all blue and patterned, the Divine Cosmos. When I first got that gong, I had it down low and I was sitting in the ground in front of it, and I would play it, like bong it once with the mallet, and I would get like super stoned, like I would just be like, whoa, you know, like my body would want to be just like fall over. My mind was
Wow.
just like, and so I had to do that for like, do that for hours, until my body would be like, okay, yeah, we know that sound. It's okay.
Amazing.
It's
I
okay.
think people minimize what's going on here and what goes into it. On the surface, it's somebody using call it a mallet, whatever you want to call it, hitting a piece of metal makes a sound. It's called
Yeah.
a gong. But there's much more to it and what it's doing, and also what you're doing on the back end in
Yeah.
terms of, again, you have to clear everything out before you do it to have the right intention to send the energy there. Um, we're out of time. So I
We're out
wanted,
of time.
we're out of time.
Gosh, that's crazy.
Yeah, I know. I look up and I'm like, I do a double take. Is that we're approaching overtime? Um, how do we find you? I know you do group sound baths. You also do individual sound healing. What's the best way?
Yeah. I think if somebody wants to know more about what I do, the really best thing to do would be to go to my booking site, to heal.me, HEAL as in healing, heal.me/Barb Sounds, and book a 20-minute consultation with me. It's free. So, if you have questions or you want me to just play a little bit for you and see how it works and what
Hmm.
happens, or talk about, what's going on with you, and if you think that it might help you, then just come and chat with me for 20 minutes. And you can book that at heal.me/Barb Sounds.
The great part is this is timeless. Yeah, podcasts live till further notice, and there's nothing dated here. We're not talking about politics or, something that has a short shelf life. This is because it's been around for centuries, and
Hmm.
will live on for centuries. But it's great that we're talking about it and more people are being exposed to it, because it's fantastic
Yeah.
and it's what we need. We don't know what we need until we know it, and for that I thank you.
And it is, you know what? It's just one of the nicest ways of healing. I mean, healing is
Mm,
often full of pain and struggle and, anxiety and all that kind of stuff. And you can have your body and your mind healed you go through healing in a sound bath, and it's just really lovely.
mm. And
Like there's nothing bad about it at all.
interestingly, you went through the opposite in terms of cancer healing, and
Hmm.
and now you're passing on healing in a much easier way. So it's fantastic. Barb, thanks for being with
Yeah.
us today.
Great. No problem. Thanks,
I
Steve.
appreciate it. Yeah, we'll talk
Right.
soon.
Talk soon.